Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here today. We're going to take another look here at Shiba. Just before we do, quick peek at Bitcoin so we know what's going on, because it's extremely important to understand why things are moving the way that they are right now, and it has everything to do with Bitcoin. Okay, so obviously, no surprise to that, right? But the price action obviously is regressing here for Bitcoin. Now, before you get too excited, I get a lot of folks that are asking me, hey, is Bitcoin back on track? Sure, it could be. We don't know yet. Honestly, it's too early to tell. You need a little bit of time to understand that. But simply put, as long as you're dollar cost averaging and you're trying to, lower your average position, then you're going to be just fine. I recommend 10% for every $500 that Bitcoin decreases. That's essentially what I've been doing for the last 2000. Regardless, that being said, this channel here between 56 and 58,000 is a very tentative channel. But the key takeaway here is that if you look on the one-day candlestick, the 58,000 is a resistance level now, right? Because the price broke below and closed below. Therefore, until the one-day candlestick closes back above 58,000, we are not out of bear town yet. So please, please, please understand that we're not out of the woods yet in this scenario, and try not to get too far ahead of yourself. So don't just jump and dump everything you got into your coins right now. Yes, it doesn't hurt to obviously dollar cost average and keep lowering your position, but keep some money available just in case, right? That's all I ask. Be safe instead of being sorry later. So that's kind of what explains this increase here, right? What do you know? This last 8-hour candlestick from Bitcoin was a green one, right? Same with this here as well. We got two 4-hour candlesticks, nice and green from Shiba, which is all well and good. Don't get me wrong, but we're still not out of the bearish territory, right? We still got lower highs and lower highs to deal. Sorry, higher lows and lower highs that we need to deal with. In other words, we haven't made higher lows and lower highs, right? We're still a little early in that sense. So are we out of the woods yet? No, not exactly, but is this a good sign? Absolutely. So, just keep adding to your position, dollar cost average. This is still good value based on big picture and where Shiba could be. But just bear in mind, it's gotten beat down pretty hard, and it's responded pretty adversely to, Bitcoin selling off. So as you can see here, this is the first Bitcoin sell-off, and this is, of course, the second Bitcoin sell-off. Most coins are looking like that, don't get it wrong. But this is not one of those, a lot of these dog coins, for lack of better terms, they seem to move contrary to Bitcoin. Well, this one is not really doing that. Also bear in mind too, it had to retrace significantly first before it could find its average true range. And now that it discovered its average true range, Bitcoin was beating us down, right? So it's kind of a series of unfortunate events, but on the same accord, its average true range is obviously accumulating right down here closer. If we look at the volume profile, you can see a tremendous amount of volume in the lower half of this Fibonacci retracement table. That's a good sign, okay? So we're close to that same value right now. We're really pretty much right in the average amount of volume for the last, how many trading days is this? This is roughly about 3 weeks, somewhere in the range of 3 weeks. So all in all, not terrible shape. Just note that's kind of the general idea and what's going on. Good news is this support level here pretty much held. I mean, it's plus or minus a few cents or dollars or bits or whatever you want to call it, but honestly, it's holding. So that's good. Let's look at some key indicators and work our way up, or work our way back down rather. First thing to note, we're still stuck under RSI 50. And now what you can do is you can kind of equivocate 50 on the RSI to this resistance level here at about right around 5,000. So 5,000 on the charts is effectively 50 on RSI for the moment, right? Now this changes, this moves, but as you can kind of tell that the price came down here to the support and got rejected off this resistance level. Okay, now that's a lot to do with Bitcoin. So keep in mind, if Bitcoin drops to 54,000 tomorrow, Shib is going to lose the support. There's no other way around it. Or at least it'll be tested again, if nothing else, and stay there for some time. We'll probably be under, close to 30 on the RSI at that point, at least on the 4-hour. But all in all, I don't see a tremendous amount of great stuff here on the one-day chart, but, oh, never mind, here we are. Little saving grace. The 50-day simple moving average is working its way up to effectively hold the price action in place. So that could continue to work as a support level. And what's great about that is that it's coming up to 4,300. So 4,300 is the support level here, and it's coming to intersect with that. Oftentimes when you get a strong support plus a moving average, those two things work together in tandem. So that's a good sign, actually. So I retract my statement. There is good stuff here on the one-day chart, but it's all still fairly neutral because it's just a little premature. So taking a look at here at the 4-hour, we got this, again, death cross here that just occurred. I don't put a tremendous amount of weight into that if you're familiar with my channel. I don't love the fact that that affects price action. It shouldn't here today because it did on Bitcoin. But just bear in mind, we're still under 58,000 for Bitcoin, so that is why we're holding under this resistance level here at about 5,000. So unless Bitcoin can blast through 58,000, start trending closer to 60, we're not going to see a tremendous amount of growth from Shiba Inu. That's my opinion based on how it's moved and responded to Bitcoin's selling off recently. So just keep that keep that understanding in your mind. We had a MACD convergence here recently, which is fizzling out. We've got the 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour chart working as a support level now. So if nothing else, that does reaffirm the fact that we have a stronger support level here at about 48.37. So we shouldn't see the price come down below 48.37 unless, of course, Bitcoin drops to 56, right? So I'm going to have to add that disclaimer to every one of my videos pretty much today, because most coins that are doing well have that knee-jerk reaction to Bitcoin, okay? That's why we look at Bitcoin first, right? And if you can be a professional Bitcoin understander, if that's even a word, then you're going to be doing really well with altcoins. So I always recommend getting good with Bitcoin. Now taking a look at the 1-hour chart, let's see what's going on with the Ichimoku Cloud. Let's go ahead and keep it really simple. Turn off the baselines, conversion lines, lagging span, and just note we're back above the cloud. That's a good sign. It's no longer holding us down as a resistance. So that does reaffirm the support level here at about, again, 48.37 as a potential place to bounce, right? I also note, and I can also see we're kind of a bit on the overextended side here. We're well past a 9. So on TD sequential, basically just telling us that we are basically three candlesticks in to a max of 4 candlesticks pattern. In other words, the last 9 plus 3 hours, so the last 12 hours, Shiba has been very strong, very bullish, and it is time for the bears to take their profits, right? That's basically what's going on. So the bears are needing to consolidate, push the price sideways or down. Right now it's going down because Bitcoin hasn't passed 58,000, but until it does, just say Bitcoin keeps getting closer to 60,000, you can see Shiba Inu starting to increase, right? That's pretty much what's going to happen. But simply put, right now we're reaching that state of consolidation. It's all well and good. It's all normal if the price goes sideways or down for a little while, because that has to happen, that natural law, so to speak, or that gravity for trading. So that being said, if that were to happen, that consolidation occurs. We could likely see this resistance level here at about 5,100 get broken, or roughly about 5,200 get broken, and then move on to the next legs up. So I would say, comfortably, to be kind of on the safe side here, my prediction for Shiba Inu is that it will continue to increase. However, it's very reliant on Bitcoin, okay? So it's, again, that traditional disclaimer we have in this type of season right now, where Bitcoin's effectively controlling the market, and we need to kind of respect that. So, pay attention to Bitcoin, see how it goes, then we can kind of effectively understand how Shiba Inu will perform. Now keep in mind, Shiba Inu does have potential to do well outside of Bitcoin doing poorly. It's just that Bitcoin can't overall be doing poorly. Bitcoin can be going sideways, it can be retracing a little bit, but it can't be dropping 10% in 2 trading days like we've experienced recently, as well as on the 10th. Those things destroy coins like this, and they don't do very well based on that simple sentiment. Because if you look at Shiba's history, all this awesomeness right here back in October, Bitcoin was cranking, okay? So now that Bitcoin's consolidating and retracing, Shiba's doing the same. It just got too big for its britches, right? And it's finding its average true range. And when you see all this volume here, you can see right around 5,000 is its average range, which basically means that that's its centermost point. So it's pretty much right at break even for right now. It'll continue to increase. It'll continue to go higher as Bitcoin progresses. So, as we anticipate, Bitcoin's going to be, 6 figures, 75,000, I would say at the very least, by year end. So in that sentiment, Shiba will recover and likely break its all-time high by year end. And if that were to happen, that would put us right around 8,800 as a rough estimate. So 8,800 is the likelihood of year end. And I say that just, comfortably, right? We don't need to worry about what the extreme scenario would look like as a result of breaking that yet, because we're not even close, because that's effectively its all-time high. We got to break one, we got to knock one wall down before we knock another, right? So just keep that in mind. We'll take small baby steps here to get there. I cover Shiba Inu pretty frequently, so stick around for that. Make sure you got the bell notifications on, and we'll get this taken care of soon. But right now, all good things, just not great things, if that makes any sense. Hope you found benefit here today. I appreciate you joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're not currently a patron, please consider subscribing. The rates are increasing next month. You want to lock in your rates this month if possible, because it's an awesome, amazing trading community, and we are all learning and growing together. So you want to become a better trader, you want to share some trades or follow the trades I take, check that out in your own time. Thank you so much for your time here today. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.